Thank you for joining this lesson. We're going to discuss indices. The question says, evaluate without a calculator or mathematical tables 60 multiplied by 2 power 6n minus 5 multiplied by 4 power 3n minus 1 divided by 64 power n minus 1. Before we apply the laws of indices, allow me put every number which has been raised to the given powers to bases of 2. I'll begin by writing it now as 60 multiplied by 2 power 6n, then minus 5 multiplied by, instead of 4, can have 2 power 2, then there is already 3n minus 1, then divided by 64. 64 now becomes a 2 power 6. Then there is an existing power already of n minus 1. From this step, we can go to another step whereby I will now have 60 multiplied by 2 power 6n, then minus 5 multiplied by 2 raised to power. This becomes 6n because according to the product law of indices, 2 has to multiply every power there. So 6n minus 2. Then I divide everything by 2 multiplied by 6n minus 6. Now at this point, I have to go to the law of indices, actually the second law, the division law of indices, which says in case we have a power m being divided by a power n, we usually solve this one by simply taking a and the powers are subtracted. So with this kind of a law, now I can rewrite 60 times 2 power 6n, then minus 5 multiplied by, now at this point I can split the powers now and have 2 power 6n divided by 2 power 2, because I have a division of the powers. Because I have division in the powers, then it means 2 has been divided, having power 6 and having power 2. Then everything now is being divided by, again, 2 power 6n out of 2 power 6. And that's why we have 2 power 6n minus 6. At that point now, you can notice that 2 power 6n is appearing both in the numerator and also in the denominator, and we can factor it out. When we factor it out, I'll have 2 power 6n, then now in the brackets, I have to remain with 60, then minus 5 divided by, instead of multiplying by 2 6 power n, now I'll be dividing it by 2 power 2, which is 4. Yeah, that is it. Then divided by, at the denominator, we also have 2 power 6n being common. And now we will remain with 1 out of 64. That is 2 power 6. That is what remains at the denominator. Now we can see that this can cancel out because it's both in the numerator and the denominator. 60 minus 5 out of 4 becomes 58 and 3/4. So 58 and 3/4 divided by 1 out of 64. This means 58 and 3/4 multiplied by 64, because dividing by a fraction means multiplying by its reciprocal, and this becomes 3760, or rather 3760. So this is the simplest form of the expression that we have. Thank you so much for following.